Alright ladies, this is Alex from Mindful Attraction 2.0. Second time making this video because it froze. Alright, so in today's video we're going to talk about how to make a guy chase using neediness. A lot of women use neediness the wrong way. They think neediness is negative. They think neediness, it is negative to a point, right? But I'm talking neediness from a different perspective. Neediness is more about the emotion of you want, the emotion that is a fear of him not liking you. You see what I'm saying? But the neediness that I'm talking about is more about your vulnerability, your desire to be with him. The problem is that when you're insecure, you tend to not want to show the guy that you're too interested because you don't want him to lose interest. That happens a lot. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to find that balance where you could actually use neediness to your advantage. All right. And it's something that's kind of paradoxical, but that actually makes sense. Okay, for example, let me give you an analogy. Let's say I'm a guy, right, and I like you, right? Now, let's just say you have a history of guys rejecting you. And because you were needed, you meet a guy, he rejects you and all that sort of stuff, and now you meet a good guy. Let's say you meet me, right? And you're like, oh my God, I want to be cool with him. So I text you, and we're like, hey, what's up, girl? And you try to be cool. Hey, what's up? And you don't send that many text messages, and you act like you're not interested, right? And I'm the one who's investing in you. I'm the one who's showing interest. I'm the one who's asking you out. But because of your own fears, you try to act like you're not too interested. You try to, if I ask you out, you try to flake on me. Now, that's all fine and dandy because that's gonna make me chase. But it's gonna get to the point where you're doing it where it's gonna push me away, where the guy's gonna say, I don't even think she's interested because she's acting uninterested. You think you're acting kind of uninterested, but in reality you're really pushing him away because you're saying you're not interested at all. You don't respond to his text messages just to act like you're not interested, and you don't know how to balance it out. So one of the things you gotta do is that when you act cold, which is to say when you try to act like you're not interested, then you gotta follow up with warmth. When he acts cold by not texting you back or not texting you for a few days, you gotta text him and see what happens. But when you're needy and you're trying to show that you're not needy, which is what I call the reverse implication, you're gonna go overboard, and you're not really gonna give yourself the chance to get him back. So neediness is helpful to a certain point, where if you are interested, text him. If you ever heard from him after a while, tell him, why haven't I heard from you? Now, do this when he shows signs of interest. You see, when he's asking you out, when he's hanging out with you, when he wants to spend time with you. If you notice he suddenly stops spending time with you, if you notice he stops texting you, when he show that much investment, it's okay to invest back and act needy. Like, hey, where have you been? Hey, I want to see you. I miss you. As long as he puts in, you put out. Now, how can you take the first step? Taking the first step and being needy is not that bad too. So you can act needy, show a lot of interest, text him back fast, right? And then take a step back and see what happens. Take a step back and don't respond. As soon as you notice he's not responding to you, then return and start texting him. What you may see is that as soon as you return, he may return back with more investment, text you back a lot more often. Why? Because guys are insecure. This happens a lot to guys where they'll show interest in a girl, and because you're showing interest to a girl too much, they don't know when to really be interested or not. They don't know if the girl really likes you or not. So you gotta risk it. You gotta risk being needy from time to time, as long as you balance it out with coldness. So you can act needy, show interest, show a lot of interest, express yourself that you want to see him, that you cannot wait to see him, right? And then if you want to test out how much he likes you, take a step back. Now, if you notice that he doesn't text you, that he doesn't return to you, but then that he doesn't text you back after a couple of days, and then you text him back, and you notice that he immediately texts you back, doesn't that say that he was waiting for your text message? Of course it does. As soon as you notice he immediately texts you back, then take a little bit of a step back and notice if he chases back. You see? So you kind of like testing the waters out. And what you got to realize that is nothing wrong with being needy. Nothing wrong with showing your interest. The issue is that when you've gotten used to guys rejecting you, or you've gotten used to guys only liking you for certain interests, you don't know that it's actually helpful because it shows vulnerability. A lot of women act like their shit don't stink. You understand? And so a lot of guys are very careful about that. They're kind of afraid to put themselves out there because they don't want to feel stupid when the girl doesn't text you back. So you gotta be aware of that guys mostly are more insecure to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? Neediness is not that bad. Like, for example, like when a girl doesn't text me back, I'll tell her, yo, where you been? But only when it's a comfort level, and only when we hanged out for a few times, only time when I do that, you know what I'm saying? But when you pursue, go all out, pursue, text, ask him where you've been, call him, and then take a step back. Feel as though, oh fuck, like, oh man, she was really texting me. Now I haven't heard for her in a while. You see, you put your presence, you make it known, and then you take a step back. So on her occasion, he didn't text her back after 3 days, right? And even though he was showing a lot of interest, she was like, I don't know what's going on. Like, those confusing signs. So then text him, hey, how have you been? Where you been? And see what happens. Does he text you back? You see, does he text you back with a lot of enthusiasm, or does he text you back with a lot of like, eh? If he likes you, he's gonna text you back with enthusiasm, fast and happy. If he doesn't, he's not gonna do that. If you call him, he's gonna call you back. If he doesn't like you. But you gotta first put yourself out there and find out. Nothing wrong with being needy. Remember that. Like, you gotta use your neediness, because your neediness is part of your vulnerability. You gotta let them feel needed. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's it. You know, I just thought that was kind of interesting. I just wanted to make a video on that, because neediness, nothing wrong with neediness. It kind of makes a guy chase. You know, like initially when you're interested in a guy, you can make him chase by being needy, and then taking a step back. All right, you got that, girl? All right. Anyways, it's Alex from mindforattraction.org.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're going to be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one will teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace, and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship, and this a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you can read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so most likely I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you can pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. Oh, I'm closing the channel.